So I want to welcome NBC News sports editor Greg Rosenstein here to weigh in on this semi-polarizing change here to some degree, Greg. So I'm curious, now that we have kind of high-tech AI helping make the call, is this improving strategy or is it almost removing it? Because if you're a taller batter such as myself and you wanted to diminish the strike zone, you'd almost crouch down over that home plate and shrink it a little bit. That's no longer the case, right?
I don't think strategy is going anywhere. You will see players hunched down trying to get a call themselves because remember, there's only two challenges a game. So you're going to still have that aspect of it. And then, you know, the team overall has a lot of strategy here because you don't want to use it too early and the chance you were wrong and then you lose that challenge. And if there's a pivotal moment at the end of a game, you're going to need to have that. So, you know, overall strategy is here to stay. If anything, it's more to think about because you want to make sure you're right. If you're wrong, you're going to lose it.
So we know, though, how high stakes a game can become with a questionable call by an umpire here. Do you see this as an aid to those kind of situations? You're in a Game 7. It's the World Series. It's all coming down to a single pitch here, and that's where this tech can step in?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the only awkward thing is going to be if you're in a World Series Game 7 and the entire game comes down to one of these plays, you know, but overall, this technology should help. You know, I think a lot of fans are very excited about it because you're no longer going to have those blown calls. I think if you watched in the World Baseball Classic, the Dominican Republic team wishes they had this technology. You know, they had a couple calls that went against them and the U.S. advanced because of it. So I think this is a good thing. This is only going to help the sport of baseball. So it's exciting to watch.
Have you had a chance to hear from any players or fans kind of weigh in on this? I know this is America's national pastime. It's loved for kind of the tradition of the game. But we've already kind of seen some evolution in recent years as well to try to keep baseball becoming more modern, so to speak.
For sure. I mean, I haven't heard too much from the players, but I do know a lot of fans are happy about this. As I just mentioned, like if you have a blown call and it goes against your team, you're going to be very upset. So, you know, having something that actually shows the accurate call will go a long way. You know, as I mentioned in that Dominican Republic game, there were a couple really bad calls by the umpires, and that game could have maybe had a different result if this technology was there. So, you know, I think overall both players and fans will be happy with this. You know, the one thing to watch is timing. As you talked about, technology is a big thing in baseball, and they introduced the pitch clock to get the overall length of a game down. But supposedly this only takes a few seconds to do. So I think it's important, and I'm glad it's happening.
Greg, we're seeing robots everywhere, AI everywhere. If I'm an umpire in the MLB, am I starting to get worried now? Is this the first step towards an umpireless game?
I think it could be the first step, but I don't know how quickly it's going to happen. You know, right now you are getting the umpire behind home plate calling balls and strikes for 95% of it. You know, only a few times a game you might see this challenge instituted. So, you know, the home plate umpire is still here. He's still going to be there for a while. And then you got to remember, you still have umpires out in the field. So, you know, there's going to be close calls on a stolen base at second base. Player might have a bang-bang play at first base. You know, those guys are still going to be calling it. I am curious when technology for in the field is going to happen, you know, but I'm thinking because it's baseball, it's something that's so rooted in tradition, it's not going to be next season. I think it could take a little bit of time, and this is just the first step.
Yeah, we'll see if they build it. The tech will come. Greg Rosenstein, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. And hey, that's going to do it for Stay Tuned Now. Thanks for being here. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. But until then, stay tuned. See you then.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.